Hello, everybody. So today we have the honor and the pleasure and the joy of speaking to a woman who's pretty fucking badass. Navee Sparkle is not just a relationship coach, she is a gangster at closing deals. And do you know what's funny? I've been making this client results chart where I share what their biggest deal was before working together and their biggest deal after. And I just recorded it and I was so excited. And then I finished it and Navi's like, "Oh, by the way, my highest isn't 5,000 anymore." Last night or the night before, I get a message that says, "I just closed my first $10,000 deal. Yay." And you know what? It's just like wild because it wasn't that long ago that we started. It was, I don't know, a couple months ago. And so first I just want to say, Navi, congratulations. You're a queen and an inspiration to so many people. Welcome.
You and I love the introduction. I feel like I'm sitting with Oprah.
Yes, honey, you have Jewish Oprah right here. Excited to ask you questions about how you were so brave and so courageous because I believe that when we started, I'm trying to think back to your like pre-qualifying application before we started coaching. I think you said something like you were closing $300 deals or you were working on that or it had been hard to close kind of thing. Where were you mindset wise, confidence wise before we started working together, before you got your butt into the academy?
I feel that I was just sitting on the corner. I was just looking at the water. I was not swimming.
Mm,
And I feel like the game changed when I watched your first masterclass, like the
mm,
free one. Okay. And then we had this role play on that where you were doing the workshop.
yeah.
And I feel like that just that free masterclass, like it told me that the sales were not what I knew. Sales are something different.
Mm.
And also like, we worked together. Yes, we did a lot of work. Like we did this webinar, and I feel like now it's becoming more and more clear what is my strategy.
Mm.
The in your university, I feel like I tell you that I am in love with that Paloma, that in the university. Because look, I wouldn't lie. I have done so much coaching. Like I've been with relationship coaches. I have worked with different psychologists in their different programs because due to my niche, and I'm always investing. But your content is very, very beautiful. Like I cannot, I don't have words to describe it. When you get the taste and you taste the buffet, and then you see, oh, this is tasty. Bloody, that's even tastier. That's even tastier. And the night before I made these 15K sales, that night, I remember doing, I have a screenshot in my phone that I was doing that exercise of university. Uh, so the pricing report card, test your confidence, conviction in your own new prices. And wow, that was so crazy. And I'm just like, next day, I'm on these two sales calls, and I'm like, that lady, that retainer, I initially made her 13K's offer last call,
Mm.
and she didn't sign up, okay? And then she came back and I told her, I said, look, I'm not going to give you a price, but I want you to, before I give you even price, I want you to say that you will pay me 4K's now and here.
Mm.
Like you have 5 minutes to do that. If you can't do that, the offer is off the table. And that was so powerful. Like, I
Mm.
can't even believe, I can't even trust that I said that to somebody. Like,
Mm.
and that was like, I felt like she felt my power. And once she made the transfer, she cried on the call and she thanked me that,
Mm.
like, she thanked me that she's never been in a situation where somebody believed in her. And
Mm.
you talk about that, like telling them that you trust in them. And I think that's so freaking amazing. That woman cried in like joy. And she said that, you know what is going inside me, but she I just applauded her that her courage win. And I feel like when you see women like her, and how much like this lady was bargaining with me for $2,500 and like telling me, and then she signed up the 10K deal. And I didn't even give her a price. I said, are you going to pay me this much money now? Like,
Mhm.
I'm not. So that confidence, and I feel like I've done, while I'm going through university, I've changed my questionnaire again. Now I am qualifying people. I'm not auditioning for them. Like, this
Mhm.
is one more thing I teach in my coaching, that don't perform for men. And I didn't realize that I was performing for my clients.
Wow. Wow. It's just wild because I remember you a couple months ago when we started, and even your embodiment, even your sense of authority, you were a little bit more like held back or a little bit more apologetic, and it's just wild because so guys, so I come into Navi. Navi is in a membership, and I come in as a guest speaker. Okay, she messages me. I think it was even before the class. It's like I might want to work with you, or like you're cool. I like your vibe, whatever. And I'm just getting a lot of messages, and I'm like, okay, okay, okay. And then she watches the master class, my two-part master class, before the membership call. Sh I say, okay, volunteers. I don't know how many women. There's a lot of women on the call, and I say, okay, who
I
wants to do the
think there
sales?
were nearly 40 to 45 women in that call.
And I say, who wants to do the sales call role play with me? And now he's like, even before I'm halfway through the sentence, she's like, me, let's go. And she was so freaking good on it. I was kind of blown away. And she says on the call, I've studied, I did the master class, and I see stuff directly from she applied it right away. Before we even worked together, she applied it right away. Like she is such an action taker. And that's why this woman will not surprise me when she closes her first 100K deal or first $1 million deal. Like I won't be surprised at all. I'm like, of course, because she is so massive and perfect action. She gets a step where she gets a hit or an insight or a video, and she just uses it and she applies it right away. And everybody has fear, but she doesn't let that fear stop her from taking action. And so even on the sales call role play, she was just so brave to throw herself into the ring in front of all these women. She did an amazing job. Like I was so blown away, like exceeded my expectations. And then I think it was less than 48 hours within that call that she sends me a message. She's like, by the way, just closed my first 2,500 deal. Like, that's freaking wild. Especially because, like, first of all, she went from hundreds to thousands in like less than 48 hours, which a lot of people work a long time to get from hundreds to thousands, which is a huge breakthrough. And then a couple days later, hey Pete, I just closed 3,997. And by the way, I'm watching her sales calls as because we start working together in coaching, and her sales calls get better and better every single one. I see her evolve as a coach. Her coaching gets better, like this. It like that's why it's been there's a lot of reasons it's been a pleasure to work together. We're kind of two flavorful, fun, intense powerhouse ladies. So us joining forces, like we're two strong humans, but it's really powerful and really fun. And then after the 3,997, which was already like wild from going from a couple hundred to this, then her first 5,000 very shortly after, 3 nights ago. Hey P, by the way, close another 5,000 while she's watching this thing in the university. And then, which is like mind blowing because so many women, that is my desire for so many women to cross the 10K threshold. Sometimes it takes them a lot longer than that. And within a couple months, you just did it. And in the span of 2 days, 15,000 bucks. And so there's been like a humongous up level in your confidence, in your leadership. And we talked in our coaching sessions about how to lead in a loving way and how to lead without codependence and how to lead in a way that's ethical and in integrity. Because it wasn't just about closing, it was doing it in a way that is honoring for both people. And she received tough love. She was like, yeah, give it to me. She wasn't like defensive or she's like, okay, I'm open to learning. And then she reflected and then she applied it. So she's just such a beautiful example. Like, can you tell the people? Because I feel like maybe some people are like, oh, maybe she had a little silver spoon in her mouth, or maybe I don't know, maybe she already had an amazing money mindset, or maybe she came from a background where she had a lot of money and she knew how this worked. Like, can you tell them a little bit of the before for the person who's like, oh, but like it was easy for her and like, explain to them where you started.
Oh, yeah. So I'm from India, and all brown women, I come from a farming family, which my family has always had money issues until I grew up, and I started my first job as like I was working in a mobile shop for 1,500 rupees a month. And I've been always, because when I grew up and I saw that there were a lot of problems related, like uh, I was told that it was the money was the issue,
Mm.
but it was not the money, it was the energy around it. And I was laughing with my husband yesterday. I said, if I tell my dad that how much money I made today, he will have a heart attack.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and also like while watching the university, especially sometimes people, like I've done a business program, and I feel like people talk about surface stuff, but business is not about surface, it's about deep. Like I like you talk about worthiness wound and you talk about autonomy wound, and I'm just like, I have that. I have that, and that safety wound. And also like with you and watching you coach and how you coached me, everything is why, like high energy base. And then like there is very beautiful, like your way of uh, asking people, like what is the fear behind it, and like persuasion, like it's people started talking, okay, ideal client, and you, but how the heck I attract the ideal client? But the thing is, it's in here. This needs to heal. And the more I heal this area, the better I become at my sales, the better I become at my, the kind of client, that 5K client, like that sales call was 20 minutes.
Yeah.
She, that same day, she, out of the blue, she texts me and she says, oh, you coach single people, why don't you coach married people? I said, I have a program, somebody, I don't advertise it. And she said, okay. I sent, like I didn't even had a webinar that time, I just recorded a video there and then send it to her, and she said, okay, we can meet at 9 p.m. I asked her to do that questionnaire, and I feel like that questionnaire has been a game changer too,
Mm.
because now I've done, like I've redone it and I've put it in our drive, that when we start working again, so you could see it, because I've changed it again.
Amazing.
So yeah, and I've created a married webinar also. That's also done, and that's like third time done. Now I'm gonna, because my husband is saying we need to make it level up. So it's like just, and I feel like it's it was like first 3 months in my business, like April, May, June, I didn't make any sale. I didn't make a dollar. And my scarcity wounds were coming up. It was hard. And I just like, is ever going to happen? And now I see that all the dreams, like I was doing that visualization tool today while I was driving, and like, how you receive from this ideal client about 50Ks, 100Ks. And I feel like
Mm.
I'm building those muscles. And every sale I have made, I have increased my price with every sales call. Like, no, like the last offer I sold for 5Ks, that is for 10 weeks. Before it was 5Ks for 12 week.
Mm.
And I'm like, I'm always increasing your price. That I pitched her 13Ks in the previous call, but it, I think I learned a big lesson from that, because I feel like I didn't qualify her.
Mm.
And this time, I'm so, so happy, and my heart is so full of gratitude that I was able to redo that call.
Mm.
And the point, what she mentioned to me, that she has never felt that connected anywhere ever in her life, how she feels to me. And she said, I don't want the self-study program. I want the coaching from you. I'm happy to pay you.
Mm.
So I think that's like, it's so wonderful. Like, yes, you are fulfilling your dream, but you're making so much change. Like, she told me that how many results she is getting from the work. She sent me another video that she received a biggest flower bouquet from a man she's dating, and that guy is taking her to Switzerland, and I'm just like, wow. And it's like it's so empowering. Like, and
Mm.
also, I feel like I'm sort of a person, whenever I make a win, like I will openly share it, because I want every woman to believe that it's possible. And I
Mm.
know that sometimes people feel that she's bragging, but for me, I want everybody to believe that it's okay. I'll brag.
Mm.
So and especially, when it comes to money, so much you can do with money. Like as a woman, you can do so much. I feel like I am doing so much with the money I have, and I'm creating this healing containers, and yeah, I can't wait to launch my group program.
It's incredible. And honestly, I find it so moving and I find it so touching when women connect with first with themselves, with self-love, and then with money as a symptom or as a result of it. What women do with money, first of all, to be able to take care of themselves and the people that they love, but there's a new level of power, there's a new level of options and a new level of freedom, and that's what really moves me. Like when I'm having a hard day, sometimes I think about translating the university into every language so that women around the world can access it. Like I want to put it in Spanish, put it in Tamil, put it in every single freaking language, put it in Mandarin so that women around the world have access to this, so that women around the world can have financial access and power. Like that would just it would just move me so deeply. And my clients are from so many different backgrounds, like Colombian, Ecuador, and all like just and it's beautiful because it means that they can be more free. And the fact that within 48 hours you were able to close 15,000 bucks in a peaceful way, not in a way that like it overworked you or it exhausted you, whatever you did in an aligned way. And your people are seeing the results of your leadership, of your healing, of your growth, because exactly what you described about being on the sales call with them and feeling like you believe in them and that empowering them to go forth in their life and be more confident and strong. That's what it is. It's about selling with love and it's about healing ourselves so that we can be the kind of leader that can lead them from a place of strength and confidence. You're just so beautifully embodying the work. And I mean, like, first of all, how does it change your life to know that you can make 15,000 bucks in 48 hours? Like, how does that change your life and your confidence?
Okay, I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah,
It didn't happen in 48 hours, it happened in 8 hours.
crazy. Those extra 48 hours are just to file your nails and just get cute to celebrate. That's wild. It's wild.
Yeah, it's like another level. I am still sort of processing it, and
Yeah.
like like how you say that high ticket is easy. And it just felt that yes, it's so easy, and also like money is neutral, because for me, I feel that I was always sort of working on money mindset, but I think the exercises I did in the university, I feel like they have helped me so much. Like that you say leadership, and like sort of I call it leaning back in in my work,
Mm,
that you like you make your client beg to you, and I never knew that before when you say that what that means, and now I know that that lady stood there and she was like shaking that what price I'm going to name, but she I said I'm going to only give you price if you're going to promise me that you're going to pay me now.
mm,
That whole shift,
mm,
and now like I feel like in this, yes, it might be people might think about it's money, but it's whole level of up leveling. Like, and now I'm just sort of like, right. I was journaling a little bit, maybe an hour ago, that next is 50Ks,
yeah.
and I know that it's like yes, I sold that 10Ks, but that little bit trick about receiving it and really accepting in that it has happened and I'm grateful. I feel like that's a little bit here is bit tense,
Mm,
and I feel like yes, I'm curious about it. That is another level of up leveling.
mm,
And I know that I'm very lucky that I have a husband who trusts in me. And I remember that when I made the first sale for two, she put 2Ks, and I told him that, okay, I signed this client and she was happy. And then he came home and I said, can you believe how much money I made today? And he said, how? I said 15Ks. And he said, that's what I paid for my first car. Yeah. And
incredible.
it's like, I feel like
Mm,
never this new like this with this whole sale, it's a new like this money being neutral, and it's like I'm still sort of I'm trying to understand it.
Mhm.
Maybe it will come when it will come, but
Mhm.
it's really powerful that I don't care what is in your wallet. You would be lucky to buy from me. My offer is so much worth of the investment. Those words, and oh my goodness, Paloma, I feel like my coach who taught me about relationship,
Mhm.
that person and you, I feel like I have so much respect for you because now I feel like bloody I can if I know how to sell, I can sell anything. Go right?
Yeah.
And I I was thinking about these salesmen who sell like property and who sell cars. I was like, I can sell like this.
Exactly. You could sell $1 million mansion tomorrow. You could sell a $10 million mansion. You can sell anything. And that's what
Yeah.
this is the power of conviction. This is you could sell a pen, you could sell a house, you could sell a small island, you can do whatever the hell you want now. And that's why I'm so excited about when women cross the 10K threshold, or even they move from hundreds to thousands, that's a big deal. And then from thousands to their first $10,000 deal, for example, they realize the number is just like it's arbitrary. The sky is the limit. But once I made my first $10,000 sale, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be okay. Like I've got this. And I can, if I could do it once, I could do it again and again and again. I just love watching women cross that threshold. There's a level of power that comes with that that is just, it's very empowering. And I think it really heals the world when women heal internally and also in their relationship to money, and to create a kind of peace around it. They don't have to depend on anyone for it. They can create it from here, from within. They don't need fancy tools. Like it's not like you needed like the best website in the world and the best, because a lot of people are like, oh, but how could I do it? Because I don't have the perfect LinkedIn, or I don't have the perfect branding, I don't have the perfect logo, I'm not polished enough, whatever. What do you say to those people who are like, but I don't have this yet. I need to do this first. A lot of people are like, but I don't have the perfect offer first. What do you say to those people?
Honestly, that is just total bullshit. Look, I don't have anything perfect. I don't think so. I would ever say that I have something perfect. I don't know. And honestly, like I even felt like, we talk about offer.
Mhm.
We talk about offer, and I was still thinking until the this 10K deal that offer matters.
Mhm.
She just said to me that I just feel this connection, and I just want this. And I'm just like, okay, like this same person fights for everything, negotiate for everything, and now she doesn't want anything. She doesn't want anything. She doesn't want a man who is provider, protector. She wants me. And that was, it's like, I just will say it felt so good that like, as I said, that I am ADHD and I'm autistic. Sometimes it's hard for me to connect with people.
Mm,
But that connection, what she said with like she said that after we like, when we the day 13K didn't go through, and I asked her yesterday, I said, how did you feel? And she said, I felt that I need you. I need to make that happen. And I would say that my coaching has been like I knew that you have to show love and you have to show understanding, but I think from you, I really learned that how to be, like how to understand their pain, but how to take them out of that.
mm,
Because I always had a bit of maybe it's some sort of healing I need to do that. I have had enough pain in my life and I totally understand, but I cannot sit in the shit. I just need to heal it. I need to make something out of it. And I feel like even, I have watched your many client your coaching sessions. I've seen where there were clients like, talking over the top, but you will just ground them.
mm,
And they will feel your power and they I feel like as a listener, I'm listening to that conversation, but that, and especially a lady I would like to mention, and how that there was a conversation how she, she wants to sell it was a very initial in her coaching, and I know that after that maybe she must have done a bigger offer, like how she was drawn to people who were in crisis.
Mm,
And that resonated with me too, because I also have parts of me where I want to save people.
mm,
Like I disapprove of people who are trying to be victim, but then I want to save them. And I feel like that was a very big game changer for me, that yes, and even like I had a friend, she's always in crisis. Is there something, and I have empathy for her, but many times before also I thought like I want to cut down a contact because I want to change my surrounding.
mm,
And after listening to that call, I just said that maybe it's time for me to move on. I send her love, and, my heart has everything for her. But that's not good for my energy, because I want to reach new level and I want to help other people. I want to help other women. And I
mm,
feel like, especially seeing those coaching calls, you coaching, and then how you ground those people, and how people, there is so much connection to see, and as a third person watching that connection is very inspiring for me.
mm. Wow. I feel like I maybe have to cry off screen. I feel so moved. I feel so moved because you know what? This has been my life's work for over 10 years. And I have these moments where I'm like just like working, 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 building. And it's like when I see it applied in such a beautiful way and it landing, it's such a deep thing for me. It's not just like a kind of work. There's a lot of kinds of work that we could do, but this is like life's work for me. And all of the kinds of healing that I had to go through in my codependence journey, in learning how to create healthier dynamics between me and other people, and also to attract healthier, more empowered clients, all of that, it's a huge game changer to not overgive, to not overextend, to not try to fix or save other people. And just to hear how it so lands like you got it. It's like, when you're trying to send a message to your people and then you see that it was received, it's just incredibly, incredibly moving. And and you are inspiring other people to step into their next level of confidence because all of their reasons of why they can't. Like it's beautiful that you're ADD. It's beautiful that you're a woman from India. It's beautiful that you had a painful, difficult experience in your first marriage. It's like all of your different things that you've been through, or all of the different things that people would say would make it harder for you. You're just showing that you can do it and you do it so powerfully and with such love and with such integrity. It's just incredible to see. What do you say to the person who's like, but I'm kind of busy. Like, the academy, there's like a lot of videos. Like, how would I ever fit that into my busy life? And I'm like, honey, we're all busy, but you have time for what you prioritize. But what do you say to that? Like, how do you fit the university into your life?
I do a lot. I still work in another RTO for like 22 hours something,
Mhm.
and I have a son who is special needs.
Yeah.
I do have hobbies. I travel. I feel like it's sometimes people spend too much time in little things.
Mm,
Like, okay, I don't clean, I don't cook. Okay. Either it's takeaway or my husband cooks or somebody comes and help. And I feel like when you set your standards high,
mm,
life just brings opportunities to you.
mm,
And if you sweat the small stuff, like, okay, this bench is not wiped down. I feel like with women who I coach, and I'm saying with a lot of love, that we sweat the small stuff too much.
mm,
And we one of the client, like I know someone, they were in another program with me, and I know that they have done, like, we were there for 6 months, and they were telling me that, oh, I feel like now I need to get my offer done. And if I am in a program and I have not done my offer, I would like, what the heck I'm doing, like, you know. But
mm,
the thing is, we we focus on too much little things. Like, okay, as I said to you, that people talk about their offers, their sales pitch, and their sales funnel. You bloody not don't need anything. Like, I know that people might be saying, "Oh, I'm an expert in this and that." No, I'm not. It's just that, okay, what whosoever mentor you choose, and especially if you're coming to Paloma's land, please suck it up. And it's every like, I feel like not only with sales or business, I feel like I'm becoming a coach every day. Before I closed that 10K deal, there was a session that I gave, and I know that that was so powerful that, like, and also you're like, I feel like just raising your standard. And people are always, I used to think, oh, where the heck the clients are going to come. And that was like first 3 months, it was my question. And now I feel like the more work I do, and I'm still like, I'm journaling every day. Now I've started doing a new thing. Every time something is happening, something coming up, I'm just putting my phone up, recording it, like documenting.
Yes.
You told me, record everything,
Record
record.
everything. Yes.
And I'm just like, okay, and I record sometimes, even if I'm having a trigger, I'm feeling something, a negative thought is coming, I'm just recording. And
Mm,
it is so, so beautiful. And I would say that, Paloma, my goodness. So, like the other day, I was thinking, oh, like it was just a moment thought that, oh, I want to hire her for like a month or 2 months and just, get the strategy done. And then I'm just like, she's expensive. And I'm thinking, why don't I get expensive? I make that money. Even if she charged 50Ks, I would happily pay 50Ks, you
mm,
know? So it's like mindset shift, but I believe that if you keep doing the work, it lands, and it lands beautifully. For me, I'm a bit crazy, like, I'm just always, i'm l- going for a coffee, listening to you. Even when, like, I remember that Sunday we went for a drive with my husband, and I said to him, tell me when we reach to the coffee shop, because I'm going to listen to something. And
mm,
it's everybody has 24 hours. It's just that, for me, I know that it might come across as, maybe judge me, I don't care. That my business and my dreams are very, very important to me.
mm,
I love my husband, I love my son, but my business is, no, it's not just about me. It's about all those people, that all those women who've been in bad relationship, and they think that they're done with life
mm,
and they're alone, and then they because they don't have financial freedom, they get abused from men, and they don't, because they don't have self-worth. That's why they settle for men who are not worth of them.
mm,
So my work is about that, and I feel like the more work I do, the more I feel into it. And the other day you said to me, Navi, when you share these wins, like, I sh- I want to make show it to other people that it is possible. And I feel like I totally resonate with that. And that's why, like, whatever I do, I just post on my stories everywhere. And I'm a person, like, I learn from everybody. Like, if I have ever been into a program, even if, like, I'm saying that before, where I met you, I did that program. Yes, it helped me in different ways. Your work is different. So I feel that I'm very blessed. I get all the right people when I needed. Like, I remember that before I met you, I another coach of mine, actually sent her a voice note. I said, "Do you know anybody in sales? Can you
mm.
recommend?" And then Miss Paloma showed up.
Wow. 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 So beautiful. It's so beautiful because it's like when I'm doing my most aligned work, it influences you, you do your most aligned work, and then the ripple effects of all of the people who are benefiting from us being in full alignment. It's just really beautiful. It just shows that there's a level of ease and alignment that's so possible that will be rewarded by the universe. And every win you have, I celebrate it like it's my own. It just gives me incredible, incredible joy. And I know you guys we might have to do a part two where Navi's like, just closed the 50K sale, just closed a 100K sale, just did $1 million. I want to see this woman on TV. I want to see this woman have her own Netflix show.
I am coming on TV. I
Yeah.
am coming
Yeah.
on TV.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm. Yeah, so I am coming on TV. I will have two New York bestsellers.
I believe it. I believe it. Honestly, like it's just when women find their power, the sky is the fucking limit. Like there's nothing that you can't do. And so I think it's very beautiful when you share all of these reasons why people think that they can't. Like my offer's not perfect, I'm not fully polished, this. Like I was never polished. And you know what, Navi? It's funny because sometimes I look at my older videos and I'm in a totally different place in my life. I was like, 90 pounds more. I was in pain a lot of the time when I started my business and all of that. But I show my process and I show who I was, and I was never perfect. I always ADHD. I was never medicated ADHD, whatever. But I loved myself through everything. And that's what I wanted for my people. I'm like, just love yourself through it and then love other people as it extend it through your work and it will change lives. And so, I mean, the shifts are kind of amazing. Have you been able to celebrate yourself in the process? I know that a lot of women find it difficult to take time to celebrate themselves, but how have you been able to like celebrate your wins or just because it takes a while to even absorb the fact that you're on a new level and that is a new level of receiving. It's not just receiving the transfer, but it's like processing this new reality in which you can close 5 and 10K sales and making peace with that. How have you been able to celebrate it?
First I closed once I closed the 5Ks one. I just was cooking my breakfast and I was alone at home and I was just jumping like crazy person. Like and then the 10K one was very bit interesting because I got out of the call and my son was because the babysitter was leaving and he got a bit upset. But
Yeah.
I sat down and I know that he was telling me, don't look at me, just sit down here. And I was just processing and I feel like I'm still processing, but it's like it's celebration of my heart is just full with the gratitude and also like it confirms that you know I can have whatever the fuck I want in my life and everybody can. And I just want to say that, Paloma, I know that you love yourself and you're very proud of yourself, but I feel like you are amazing. Like I'm so impressed with the university you have made. Like it's I know that sometimes some people don't listen to that recorded stuff, but I feel like it's so amazing. Like I can listen to it that whole day. Like I'm just like whole day, and I feel like that content and the exercise, and especially how the program is framed. Like, okay, you will start with like you do a visualization tool in the beginning, and then you will give a long a long video, maybe 40 minutes, 47 minutes. You have PDFs, you have worksheet. Like I want to build that sort of course. That's like I'm not there yet, but yes, I'm improving my delivery. I'm recording my trainings, and even France has asked me to do a module in her course. So yeah,
Amazing.
that's another person I met through you, and she's amazing.
She's
When the 13K didn't close, but it was quite heavy energy around that,
yeah.
and I think I sent her a voice note, and she sent me a voice note back, and she was saying,
Aw. That
yeah.
that melts my heart.
Yeah, she's like, I feel like she's so, she just, mostly if I want something, I'll go ask people. And it felt so good that I heard that voice note today. And she sent me 2 days back, but I didn't hear that. And she said, oh, would you like to, do a module in my thing? Would you be okay? I said, I would love that. That's like, for me, it's so much like, I'm so happy. Like, I'm getting all these people who are saying these all beautiful things to me. It's means so much to me.
Yeah.
And the girl with no self-esteem, and the girl who always thought, oh, there was so much wrong
Mm.
with her, she doesn't know this, she doesn't know this, she doesn't know this. I'm making it. So it's
I okay. Wow. Navi, it's fucking wild. It's wild. And honestly, seeing people in the community, first of all, like just support each other from women from around the world, it just like it really moves me. It's like I just I know how much I had to like claw my way up to be okay. And my mom was my main example of a woman with a business who made freedom for herself through her work. And I saw that and I was like, I would just like, my mom was my university. I would just suck up. I was like, okay, how did you do this? How did you make your webinar? How did you coach? And how did, and like, she would just pour into me. And she would be like, read this book and come to this conference and listen to this. And this person's great. Just the other day, she's like cleaning out the house. And she's like, Paloma, I have all these audio programs that I bought. Do you want this? Do you want this? Whatever. So it's like seeing my mom make freedom for herself and then showing me like I don't belong in a job. I don't belong in a 9 to 5. Like that would be torture for me. But then seeing the work that like day in, day out, I'm doing it, I'm doing it, I'm doing it, all the behind the scenes. Like there's so many cool things like coming to a theater near you, like a podcast is brewing and all of these beautiful things. And just seeing the ways that people use it and people help each other in our community of like women who've closed high ticket and supporting each other is just I don't know. I feel very full and I feel always reminded of why this work matters and why it really does change lives and why when we have the courage to just do our best work, it's like what else can you do in this life like than just do your best thing. I remember asking my grandpa, maybe he was like, I don't know, 80 something. Before he passed away, one thing I asked him was like, okay, you've lived this life for a very long time. What's your best life advice for me? And he said, do work that you really love because that's what you're going to spend the majority of your life doing. He's like, just find something that you really love and do it. And I love this work. It's so deep for me and it's so meaningful for me. And it's people like you who make it so worth the hours and effort and the love. And it's like when it lands, it's just beautiful. So I just love celebrating you and every win of yours just brings me so much joy. And when you love yourself, even through like, when you made the 13K pitch and didn't go through right away, it's like you loving yourself through that is just, that's the win, and then the monetary results are just the symptom of the inner work, of the deep self-love, of the authority that you've earned with yourself. The courage you've built is currency, and you can literally turn that into currency because that's your leadership. People respond to that leadership. So, Navi, thank you so, so, so much for sharing. Any last words to any woman who's like, I want to, but I'm afraid. I'm afraid maybe they haven't invested in themselves. Maybe I'm asking at the point that we're working to, I'm asking them for 30K, 50K, whatever. For the person who's afraid to invest in themselves, what do you say to them to just create peace about it?
Look, it's always, we all have money stories, as you say, and it's okay. Sometimes they can take a bit longer time, but I feel like if it's like even like all the women on the business, and I would say that everybody's trying their best. Everybody's like, we're not here for 1 month or 2 month. And I feel like if it especially comes to you,
Mm.
like we can't put a price on Paloma. I feel like it's especially like when I listen to the university, and every time, like, you have a tool when I need it, like, okay, tough day confidence. And listen to that, and you say, oh, I know why you're here, because you had a tough day. And I feel like there is inner child healing. Like, who talks about all this? In like everything is like, most courses are everything very surface, but the problem is not the surface, the problem is here. Like, if I'm not even just messaging, like, just doing the messaging. Yes, I feel like every time I write my post, like, especially when I write a written post, not even a video, written post, like, I see that they do so well. Like, they're long post, but they do so well, but because I'm able to connect with that pain.
Mm.
And as I was saying that, there is very, as I said before, like, I'm still trying to understand it, that there is love, there is compassion, there are boundaries, there is persuasion, and there is like upliftment.
Mm. Mm.
Oh, buy whatever Paloma, give Paloma whatever she needs. She's like, even like Ella said to me, that Ella Wong,
Mhm.
she said to me that she was asking me the other day, like, how we are going and stuff. And I just said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And she said, I have never done so much work, how much work she did with you.
Mm.
And I just felt that I did the bloody work only, like, it was me and you, but no, she is like, and I know like her demeanor is quite different, and I know that there are many other people like who are still struggling to put their offer out, and getting like, I feel like there is sometimes so much focus on the, okay, make this and make this, but when people are convinced, people see your leadership and your authority. People, nobody cares what you're selling. People just buy your energy.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Paloma,
What did you say?
that Paloma teaches very well. Like I'm so impressed. Like I always tell you, like even whenever I'm watching anything in university, I'm always telling you, this is fucking amazing. This is
It's so
yeah.
beautiful. It's so beautiful. And that's the thing. It's kind of funny because so many clients say to me, they're like, I don't really, they're like, everyone else, I did a shitload of research before I worked with them. They're like, I had one 20-minute conversation with you, and they're like, I knew that I needed to. They always say, you're the least research coach I ever worked with, because people are so worried about like, what if people doubt their qualifications? And I'm like, your authority is here. It's not in a website. It's not on your LinkedIn. Your authority is not your branding or your colors, whatever. You can have a 5-minute conversation with someone and shift their reality, shift their confidence in themselves, shift their belief in what's possible, shift their vision. And that's your authority, that's your power. You don't need anything. We could convince you, we could do it naked, we could do it in the grocery store, we could do it in the pool and the Bahamas. Like, you can sell anything anywhere when you have conviction. And that's the only thing that is necessary and mandatory. Everything else is nice to have, but Melanie Ann Layer, she, this awesome like business chick, she's made over 70 million bucks and she never had a website. She says, add me as a Facebook friend if you want to. So it's like all of these reasons why we think I can't start until are just baloney.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's what I just forgot to say, like what was in my mind. I think it's quite late.
Okay.
But I feel like it's yes, I was just saying, like you were talking that, having a conversation in grocery store. That is my next goal. And I know that there is a module in university.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do that, like how, a normal conversation goes into a sales conversation.
Yes.
That is my goal, because I feel like, yes, people know me on the online space, but I want to make myself known in the area too, in the organically. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes. Navi, yes. Watch the video how to turn casual conversations into sales conversations. And I also did this, whatever, I'll tell you off the, but there's this one coaching session I did with this woman, Charlie, where we practiced that. I closed one of my favorite sales that I closed was on the beach in Tel Aviv. And I hear these two women talking to each other behind me. And this one woman is an artist, and she's saying to her friend, she's like, I know my stuff is so good, but I struggle to sell it. I literally turn around. Hi, I'm Paloma. God sent me to help you. And they just laughed, and we ended up having this conversation, which we recorded, which is in the university because you got to record everything. And you just see me on the beach chatting with these people, whatever. And that amazing woman is from Argentina. And she also closed her first $10,000 art piece deal. And you can see that testimonial in my testimonials montage. But that was a client that I got on the beach. Like, there are people are like, where am I going to find high ticket clients? Where are they? Are they like rich people hiding at some fancy party? I'm like, no, you don't find high ticket clients. You create them. You create them through your belief and through your conviction. And so, and this woman is a boobs artist. She paints boobs for a living. That's what she does. She does incredible work. Yeah. Yeah. She does like portraits for people, and she's fucking amazing. And so, and from Argentina, like, there's all these different places where, like, sometimes like money or the economy or whatever, everyone has all these different reasons why they think it will be hard for them. But every single woman can do this. Every single human
Yeah.
can do this. Every single person can do it. And so it's fucking cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna watch those. And
Yeah.
next is that, like, okay, organically, like
Yeah.
selling machines.
Yes, you can sell anywhere. And you know what's funny? I sometimes I go out at night. I'm like, okay, I'm going to party, whatever. I'm like, Paloma, don't close clients. This is time to just be a regular human. And then I leave with like all of these emails and all of these people watching my masterclass. I'm like, P, you did it again. It's like it's so ingrained in me because I don't ever feel like it's taking. I feel like it's like when I meet a woman, I was like, oh. It's the luckiest day of your life. You just got to meet me. Okay, I have to bring you into the possibility. I have to bring you into the vision. And so I just feel like it's my responsibility and it's my pleasure and it's my joy to just spread possibility and spread
And yeah,
opportunity.
and like you have, you have an extra star on your report card that is ADD and stuff. Who's gonna use that?
What did you say? I don't get it.
Like, look, I tell everybody who is autistic or ADHD and
Yeah,
ADHD,
yeah.
this is that this is an extra star you have in report card. Use it.
Exactly. 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 I understand now. So basically, it's like everyone who thinks I can't because of blank, it's the exact reason that you can. Right? Like
Yeah.
my client from Colombia, she's been through all kinds of painful things in her life, but it just makes her even more powerful. We alchemize the pain and turn it into gold. So the more pain that you've had, the more trauma you've been through, the more it seems like circumstances are against you. All of that, your adversity is your advantage. And so we alchemize it into gold, into goodness again. I wouldn't have a university if I hadn't been through pain, 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 pain. And exactly, ADHD for me is such a superpower. Any kind of like neurodiversity, I know it comes with its own kinds of pain and its own kinds of challenges. And last night when I couldn't sleep at till 5 a.m. because I was so fucking excited, I had my brain was bursting with ideas and I couldn't sleep. I'm like, can I please shut this computer off? Like I took melatonin. I was listening to like Buddha mute, like flute music, whatever, and like so loud. And I was like, and I tried to sleep upside down, like the opposite direction. I moved my pillows around. I couldn't. I was like, I'm so excited. Like I couldn't turn the excitement off. So sometimes
I thought I was the weird one, but there is another weirdo
oh,
here.
honey. I was like, can I have a snack? What can I do? And I was like, sleep. Why do people sleep? It's so boring. But it's like when you have something that you're so excited about, it's your superpower and you can turn it into love, you know?
You were talking about a program you're building. Well, tell me about a little bit briefly. I know
Oh,
it's quite.
yeah.
It's
I'm basically, well, are you talking about my podcast?
You said to me that an affiliated program you're building.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Well, what a great segue. Okay, so I want to give women the opportunity to sell my online courses for me. And so I'm building an affiliate program where I'm giving women all the tools that they need to be able to sell my online courses and that they can make money at the same time because a lot of my students are like sending people to me. And I'm like,
Yeah.
now that you're a closer, close deals for the academy and we'll share the money. So I just want to give women one more thing that they can sell that they believe in and spread the love because for me, I'm a creator. Distribution is another thing, but there's so many different ways that we can take what we're brilliant at and partner with what other people are brilliant at. There's a lot of people who are brilliant marketers. And so for me to take my incredible products, like all I want to do is make the most, is like continue to be obsessed with making the best product ever for women to close deals and be confident and love themselves. Like that's all I want to do, other than like hang out on the beach and like date random cuties and like eat cake at night, whatever. Like that's what I want to do. So I want to partner with people who have the kind of capacity for distribution and marketing, be like, let's win together. And so that's what I've been working on and testing. And yeah, it's like almost ready and almost good to go. So it's all about us
I,
winning together.
yeah, and you're gonna rock it. And that's like, I love that this drive of helping other women.
I love it so much too.
Thank you so much. And I'm just gonna say again, thank you for showing up in my life.
Thank you
Yeah.
for
And
what do you
you
say?
know how much 10K is like, wow.
Listen,
I was dancing in my car and the traffic people are looking at me. What's happening here?
you are a role model. You are going to inspire other people. We're going to put this in the academy and we'll use it to show other people, look what you can do. Look what you can do. You are every win that you achieve, it's showing every single person they can have it. And so you're really a fucking hero. And thank you, Navi, for all of the amazing, beautiful things that you do. I love when I pass your videos, I'm overjoyed too when I see you doing stuff for your inner child. I see it's so funny. Me and you both wear pink for our inner child and just I did my silly little photo shoot and it was beautiful and I let myself get all the most ridiculous pink things and play with balloons and all of this stuff and it's like it's all for our inner child at the end of the day and for everybody else's inner child for us all to just be at peace and happy. So have the most beautiful, beautiful night. I'm sending you the biggest, juiciest hug, and I know that one day we'll be able to hug in person. And
Yes,
thank
Toronto is not
you.
far.
Come,
You're
honey.
Yeah, my one of my cousin is in Ontario, so she was. Anyway, I'm coming. I feel like this is there are like, there are few people I want to meet in person. Yeah, that's yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Queen. I'm so proud of you, and I can't wait to share this with. Mwah! Have the most beautiful day. Bye,
Thank
everybody.